Alrighty, welcome back to the channel for another market update. Hope the day was well. And with that being said, let's get into the charts. Okay, guys, so I'm going to make this video pretty simple here. I am going to tell you guys ahead of time, SPY does not look as good as QQQ here. But since we did discuss this ahead of time, I do not think it's time to panic right now. I think this is exactly what we were looking for. And if it does end up catching a bid off of here, then we will have seen this one coming. But I will also say right now, there is the chance, because of what we got going on over here on SPY, that we are going to come down and revisit 425.43, which is a scenario that we're completely open to. Completely open to. We mentioned that the last place to really, that I would be adding long on SPY, last place is going to be at 425.43. Why? Because that was your ugly double bottom breakout. All right, so it's the ugly double bottom breakout we had over here on the hourly time frame. And if you come down here, you're going to find that you are right in the middle of your golden pocket. So regardless of whether it's going to be a dead cat bounce or not, I think you're very likely going to catch a bid in this golden pocket down here in this GP, which aligns with 425.43, like we just mentioned, the breakout level from ugly double bottom. Let me just draw a pretty picture for us. There we go. All right, guys, so this was a scenario we were open to. Now, did I think SPY was going to lose 431.85 after the other day? No, I did not. I'm going to be completely honest with that. I'm not going to, beat around the bush there. I did not think we were going to see more downside here. Was I ready for more downside? Yes. All right, just like all of you guys should have been as well. We were definitely talking about this in detail, about this specific setup over here on QQQ. Now, maybe some people are going to get mad that your boy Henry is still bullish, all right? Just know, guys, I'm not sitting there, like, with my head in the sand. I see exactly what's going on. Guess what? We kind of called for this exact price action to go on. Like I said before, I'm not going to act like I thought SPY was going to give this level up. I thought we caught a very convincing bid off of this break and retest right here. You have 2 days in a row. You have buyers stepping in here. We clearly do have demand there, all right? But sometimes things just happen. I'll just point out, NVIDIA, well, sometimes things just happen. Do you see what happened over here? Biden comes down and is like, oh, you can't do the whole China thing anymore. And then boom, oh, NVIDIA's market's gone. So it's not fundamentally good for the company, guys, all right? Sometimes things just happen. Now, we do have Netflix earnings going on right now. Let's just come over here. We'll put on the 4-hour time frame. And we can, well, it's not right now, all right? It's now, it's 8:47 p.m. at the time of this recording, Eastern Standard Time. So market is closed. But you guys do see this big old green doji dildo looking candlestick right here. What do we have over here on Tesla? We have the exact opposite. All right, so I actually will come over here to the daily time frame. I've been seeing this on Twitter. Let me just point this out, the fact that Tesla just dumped out of this. Now, I don't chart Tesla here on the channel here, but I will point out here, we do have, I stick to the indices here on the channel, just, in case you are new around here. You did have this giant rising wedge going on here. Now, I understand it's not the best looking picture, all right? Or you can do this, all right? Go something like that, and you could see that you literally just broken retested it there. All right, so I'm just saying, guys, I don't think this is the end of Tesla. Now, yes, you did break this big trend line, and it could bring in some sellers. That is the thing. Or it could turn into a bear trap. We have absolutely no idea. All right, what I do want to point out is that Netflix did rise 12% after hours, so we're going to have to see if that holds. If Netflix is to not hold, guys, if you wake up tomorrow morning and you look at your Webull app at 8 a.m., 9 a.m., all right, if it's pre-market and you see Netflix giving back its gains, if it's not up here at 390 and it's all the way down here, guys, we're probably going to open with a decent gap down. I'm just going to be very transparent about that one. All right, now, what I also would be transparent on is what we were looking for over here. All right, guys, I do think we are about to get a bounce. Now, let me actually just bring something up real quick. All right, let me just come over here and let me look at all right, right over here. All right, so guys, I do think, all right, so you can see that, yeah, SPY 15-minute bullish diverge, but I will say it looks like we could form another one down here before getting a bounce. We did. Okay, we did form that other one right here, all right, guys? So I do want to point out, you do have this bullish divergence here on your RSI, and on top of that, you do have a hammer candlestick over here on the 15-minute time frame. I wouldn't be surprised if this is going to turn into a bear trap. Now, again, I will acknowledge, some people might be very annoyed that your boy Henry is still bullish, but like I told you guys, we're not caught off guard here. This is exactly what we were talking about. Do you guys see this green arrow here, this path we have drawn? Well, that's, you know, the right shoulder of the inverse head and shoulders formation. That was right before your breakout. We pointed out right here, it was extremely likely, extreme, those are my exact words, extremely likely that you're not going to break above this trend line. Why? Because, all right, first things first, you know, there were other factors at play here, but we have the 0.786 fib here. So this is very likely where sellers were going to step in, and we did have our line in the sand of where to get bullish above. All right, QQQ, guys, that's your line in the sand. For bears, guys, you have to hold 374.85, or you were very likely coming all the way up here to 381, where this move down started. You would have 100% retracement here in SPY. Now, I will say this, all right, you had a bull trap today. You did, or not today, yesterday. All right, you broke above this 437.35 level, or whatever we were watching. I think it was 437.43, if I'm remembering correctly. Oh, it was 34. 437.34. If you did end up breaking above there, you were going to have an official uptrend on the daily time frame. But now I will point this out, all right? Just here on SPY, you have this high. Well, we'll start right here. You have a low, you have a high, all right? It's a higher high, yes, all right? So we're kind of trendless right now. We're still just in consolidate. That's what I'm pointing out. Market does not know what it wants to do, all right? Yes, we have this lower low, all right? But you do not have a downtrend yet on the daily time frame, right? You're going, if you really want to be a seller, you want to see something constructive like this pop up, where you're going to get something like that. Maybe you start coming down here, all right? And then you're going to find sellers stepping up right here. You want to form the lower low followed by the lower high. And then you know that you can, you know, safely be going with the trend here, just like you had going on right here as of this candlestick right here. That is when you broke down. That's when you officially had this, get a low, get a lower high, get a lower low, as of this candlestick right here. All right. Now, just like that candlestick right there told us that we should be cautious here, we're likely going down. All right. Guess what? Because you made the lower low, then you had the daily downtrend. Well, guess what, guys? All right. Over here tells us that, guys, buyers are still here. All right, they're still there. It doesn't matter how small that is. I understand it comes with a wick, and just letting everyone know. All right, because I didn't receive. I'm just letting you guys know. I will be just blocking anybody from the channel if you do decide to leave a hate comment. Because if you're gonna just try and bring me down, all right, go screw yourself. I'm definitely gonna say that. All right, but like the fact that these clowns still think like I was surprised by all this. Like, yes, here on SPY, I didn't think that was gonna happen. But guys, this was the exact scenario we were talking about. All right, exact scenario. And I'm just going to say, I think this was QQ's long opportunity right here. Yeah, it can fall down here, but guys, all right, screw SPY, screw everything else, get all the noise out of your head. All right, we were looking for that sell-off there. We were saying that was extremely likely, and we were literally, bring it back right here, green line. That has not been changed in a very long time, guys. This inverse head and shoulders that we were looking for, the right shoulder to form, that had not changed for a very long time. We were literally looking at this was the ideal spot for that to go down, and then that could be followed by something like that. And then you effectively have left shoulder, head, right shoulder. I think this is so perfect, all right? Now, again, a lot of people, some people, I'm not going to say a lot, but, you know, a lot of people are probably... You know, like some people out there probably pretty annoyed that your boy Henry is pretty bullish right here. All right. Now, what is another fact that's got me bullish? All right. I'm going to say bullish on buying a dip. I think you could go down tomorrow. I definitely could, you know, see that. All right. But what makes me think that we're probably not getting much more upside here on Mr. VIX and much more downside over there on SPY and QQQ? Well, VIX's daily RSI. I told you guys, all right? Guys, all it's going to do, since VIX was still elevated, when I said this, I think it was in yesterday's video, VIX is still elevated, which means if we do get a down day on SPY, it's going to bring immediately, it's going to bring this RSI. You're going to have 1 or 2 trading sessions of down on SPY, And then this RSI is going to be back above 65. And then you're going to be like, oh, crap. All right. Well, here on the channel, we're going to be like, oh, crap. Now we're looking for VIX to cool off, which means we're looking for some upside on SPY. Is it a counter trend? Is it not a counter trend? Who cares? All right. These are just the things that we go over here on the channel. When we see things, we do things, we say things, we have a jolly good time here on the channel. If you are new here to the channel, just know we do a daily update Monday through Friday. We have a weekly update where we go over the weekly charts on Saturday, and then it's like a weekly look ahead going into the next week. And then there will be a return to the Sunday live streams at some point. I am just currently working all Sundays for the time being, so I cannot do that as of right now. But in the coming weeks, those will return where we go over those 3-to-1 risk reward ratios, 10 setups going into the following week. I'm excited to eventually return to those. All right, but the daily updates, the weekly updates, guaranteed, guys. All right, your boy will be here. All right, so Mr. VIX over here, guys, you see another down day on SPY tomorrow, all right? You see that thing down like, 0.5%, a percent. I say percent because that would bring us right to 425.43, right? 1.2% down. That is where we go. All right, let's actually just see right there. Oh, wow, Henry was right, 1.1% down. If you do end up seeing it down there, it's exactly what I was just talking about before. That is exactly where your ugly double bottom was over on the hourly time frame. That is exactly where the golden pocket is over here for this whole entire retracement. It's right here. That is where I expect buyers to come in. What else would suggest we probably do end up seeing a short-term, but at least a short-term bottom down there? I think it's personally probably going to go something like that. If we do end up doing that, I think that would be the case. But, all right, I don't really care if we get that. All right, I think we probably at least get something like that. Why? Because VIX needs to cool off. It's not, unless we're crashing, which I could tell you right now, crash doesn't just take, it's not slow like this. It's like you have perfect example, all right? You guys see that? You see how it's just a big fat nasty gap up all of a sudden? But yeah, that's what happens in the crash. It's just panic, overnight panic. Unless we're crashing, this thing's not going to be up here for much longer. And that is that. All right? That is literally that. Now, I will point out during this video, we have been talking about this for quite some time here. All right. We're bullish on NVIDIA down here. And once it got somewhere up here, all right, we put this head and shoulders formation right here. All right. So just know, guys, we do have a neckline for NVIDIA and is right down here over by 405. All right. Well, it's actually whatever this low is, that is the level that we should be paying attention to. All right. So let's actually change that right now. The level is going to be 409.80. All right. So if you are a NVIDIA player over here, 409.80 is going to be the neckline of this head and shoulders formation. It is rather large. Did I think you were just going to come, full throttle down here all at once? No, I did not. All right. Boy, did those puts, they probably printed. All right. I wanted to play a strangle yesterday just because I knew, I was like, this move's probably not going to hold. And then all of a sudden you were up like 10, 15 bucks on NVIDIA very quick. And then you went back down, I think. All right. So like both sides would have paid. That is the thing. All right. Or no, you didn't go up. You went down first to 10 to 15 bucks. Yeah. All I know is both sides would have ended up paying. And I was a little salty that I just was too pussy to pull the trigger there. But it's okay. It'd be okay. Okay. Your boy is just accumulating his swing longs, and we will just chill. All right. Am I going to be wrong about it? I could very well be wrong. All right. I can. I've been wrong in the past. All right. I'm, for the most part, we do get things pretty spot on here on this channel. But again, we also take things as we go. So it's not like we're up here and I'm calling for 410 or 418 or revisiting 420. If you're up here, you have no reason to believe we're coming down to 410 or not 410, revisiting 420. All right. You really don't have a reason to believe. You have to break 425.43 to get down there. This is your support right here. And then there's that support right there. And before those two, you have this support right there. You want a daily close underneath there. All right. That was low from right here. That is where buyers, they bid it up. All right. So like, I'm just saying, I'm not one to talk crazy here on this channel about things that are so far out of, reality here, because again, that would be me making a complete prediction here. It wouldn't be my TA. It would be a prediction if I was to say we're going down to 420, just like a bunch of these people who, you know, hate on, you know, your boys TA here on YouTube. And then they say things like this, and I'm like, dude, you have no merit to be saying that. What, like, I'm serious. What is making you think that, other than crap that's not on these charts? All right, we play things level by level. That is the way we'll keep things, because that is the level, or that is the way that we don't get screwed over. All right, that's the way we're always, you know, on top of things as they happen. All right. There's also the reason, all right, that we had several scenarios. I don't know what thing is going to end up happening. I don't, all right? We watch SPY, QQ, and VIX here on this channel. We do also watch IWM and DIA, which I also will point out. DIA, all right, you did have this inverse head and shoulders formation right there. You did break back below the neckline here. You would want to recover that pretty quick if that is going to remain valid. But IWM is still in this broadening bottom formation, and I do think this is going to play out as a broadening bottom. I very much so think it's likely that maybe you do undercut these lows here, but you're probably going to see this support hold. It's also, it aligns with that support. It aligns with, you know what? Let me just do something to make my point here. You guys see what I'm seeing? All right. You guys want to see something else? Something pretty crazy here? Come on. Come on. Do it. Oh, what is that? All right. Aligns right with the gap up. All right, so I'm just letting you guys know, if you think the end of the world is around the corner, I very much so want to, you know, I will take the opposite side of that. So there is that, the opposite prediction, I guess we could say. I think we probably don't see the end of the world. I think we're probably gonna have a decent ass rally come out of this. All right. But yeah, for you doom and gloomers, guys, what are we looking for? All right, what are we looking for in order to see what we just talked about? SPY 420, SPY 418, which you're probably also going to get buyers down there. All right, guys. And then you come over to QQQ, guys. If you come down here, what the heck, guys? You're just going to hit the bottom of the trend line. Like, this is what I was just talking about. People be calling for some crazy out-of-pocket crap, man. And it's like... And I'm not making fun of anybody out there. I'm just telling you right now, I go over in detail on this channel why you can't do those things. You cannot sit there calling saying, oh, QQQ is coming down 350. You have no reason to be calling for that. Why? Because you have this, all right? You have this support that needs to hold. If that breaks, you're coming down to this next support. It's going to be down at 355.50. If that breaks... then we can talk about 351 again. I think it was 351.40 something, 351.36. So very close there. All right. So like, that's what I'm talking about, guys. And on top of that, all right, anybody who's calling for some really crazy stuff on QQ, guys, you're going to have trend line support here as well. I understand it's descending trend line support, but guys, I very much think this pattern is going to at least hold. Maybe it breaks down, but I highly doubt it's going to go something like this. You're going to have all the selling pressure and then boom. QQ's back at 330 somehow. I highly doubt that's going to be the case. All right, guys. I think I am going to conclude things here. All right. I am still bullish on this dip. I will acknowledge you do have increasing volume on this big fat red bar. So we do likely take out those lows tomorrow. I will just point that one out. So if we do get a gap down, it could get bought up. Regardless, guys, watch the levels. QQQ, you need to see buyers stepping up right here in the zone. Going to be 361.50 all the way up into 363. On SPY, you need to see buyers step up real quick, or you are coming down here to 425.43. All right, which if we do make it down here, that is why I say, all right, if we have one more red day, it's probably going to be that's the red day before a decent rally. Why? Because of Mr. VIX that we just, you know, went over in detail earlier in the video there. And then on SPY, I already pointed this out. Golden pocket aligns with your ugly double bottom break and retest of 425.43. I think it's very likely buyers step in there. All right, guys, or they step in over here on QQ right here. And I think this is still a very sexy setup. I was, you know, I'm not going to say I was super happy to be buying the setup because, you know, I thought, you know, the worst was over. I did. All right. SPY over here, you see, I was calling for either you're going to get a break and retest of 431.85 or you're going to get a break and retest of 362.95. Looks like we did end up getting both. We're going to have to see what happens. I thought it was just going to be SPY, but it was not. All right. But regardless, I think this is an objective long opportunity right here. Am I saying to use weekly contracts or 2 weeks or even 3 weeks? No, I'm saying 11/17 expiration. I highly believe that is going to be something that pays if you are loading up on this dip. Now, again, I have gotten things wrong in the past. I don't think I'm going to get this wrong, but I am going to, say, guys, I am some guy on YouTube. No financial advice will be found here on this channel, just like somehow no financial advice is found anywhere in this niche on YouTube. Don't know how that's possible, but hey, guys, all right, that's how it works. That's just how it is. All right, guys, so be safe out there. Do what you got to do for yourself. If you find yourself going absolutely insane, just take a step back. Maybe start, swinging with date instead. And I'm going to promise you, you're going to have a lot less stress if you take that route. All right. And yeah, with that being said, broadening bottom, I will catch y'all in the next one. Peace.